All right, you guys. Um, Welcome to the show. This is New Day, New Chef, a plant-based cooking show on Amazon Prime. I'd like to remind every one of you guys that if you have Amazon Prime for $10.99 a month, you can watch this show for free. I'm your host, Jane Velas Mitchell, and today we will be answering a short Q&A while we wait for our chef to cook up his vegan meal. Reminding everybody that this Q&A was hosted yesterday morning on Twitter, on our Twitter page at New Day New Chef, and we will be answering the questions sent there. I had my good friend write out the questions for me so that it would be nice and quick, so that we wouldn't waste much time here and we get as much out of the way as possible. So, starting with our first question. Can a vegan person become malnourished after a while being vegan, or are all the nutrients provided? The answer is a person, yes, she can become malnourished, although if she has all the information she needs and she goes to a nutritionist and gets instructed on how to become a vegan person, how to adhere that vegan lifestyle, that vegan diet, you will be able to get all the nutrients you need from food. If you can't, if your diet is just not that broad, you don't have that much variety, don't have that much time a day to cook up your stuff, because it will require you people to cook. Remind yourself that this is a cooking show. We're talking about food. We're talking about veganism. You will be needing to cook. Um, and if you can't get all your nutrients, I recommend you get on supplements. There are vitamins. There are proteins that you can take, all vegan by vegan brands. They don't have any cruelty. They don't use any animal-based products, and yeah, it should be great. For vegan supplements, I recommend you get on that if you're having any trouble not getting your nutrients. Second question here. Even though you are vegan, do you ever crave meat or animal-based products? Yes, I do. Why? Not because I miss eating meat or animal-based products. I've been vegan for 12 years, and I haven't touched any of those products in more than 10 years. But occasionally you will eat something that does remind you of food and does remind you of creme caramel or eggs, or a custard that goes, that has a lot of milk, that has a lot of stuff in it. Um, you do get reminded of that stuff in actual vegan meals. And second, there's, actually a lot of stuff that mimics those products, like real meats. It's a market that's been growing insanely the past few years here. And they actually make meat with not meat. And it tastes great. It actually tastes like real meat. So if you ever are craving, meat, you should look into that. Our third question today is, did you experience any psychological or physical changes after adhering a vegan lifestyle? Yes, I did. I did go underweight whenever I started, but I was um, a little bit uninformed. You know, I went to a nutritionist later, and then he informed me on everything, and I was able to gain all my weight back, and I was also looking very pale. I wasn't getting enough nutrients. So this is dangerous. You guys need to think about the fact that you need information. You need to cook for yourself, and this won't be easy. Our fourth question here is, why do you think people get hate for being vegan? Well, I just think that's ignorance. Sometimes people hate on stuff they don't know. That doesn't specifically only happen to vegan people. It happens to everybody with everything. If you don't know stuff, usually the human mind just denies the fact that it could be efficient, it could be working, it could be a good thing. Uh, but yeah, that's just part of our egos. We're halfway through here. I'm gonna take a 10-second break. Our fifth question: are vegan people hated online? Yes, sir, they are. Um, on Twitter, on every social media, there's always people hanging on vegan people. But there's also a very strong vegan community. Everywhere you go, there's a vegan community for you. There you will be talking to people who know what they're talking about, who like the lifestyle. So my answer for you is if you're experiencing hate online for being vegan, in public as well, try to turn your head to that. Don't really mind it. Those people don't know what they're talking about. Focus on the positive side of people and choose the right people to hang out with because they will not hate on you if they are open-headed people, open-minded people. Um, our sixth question today is when you go out with friends, do you go to normal places like pizzerias, diners, normal places that have to serve normal meals? And my answer is yes. We're in 2020, usually places around here where we do our show and I go out with my friends who aren't always all vegan. The pizzerias or the diners always have a vegan option. It's normal. People are catching up. They see that there's a lot of vegan people around now. You need to be making vegan meals. So usually there's an option on their menu for a vegan pizza, for a vegan dinner. It's 2020. People are catching up. Places are making their menus better for vegan people. There are better options. You don't need to let go of going out with your friends. It's great. You can go out, you can have fun, and you can eat well. And yeah, being vegan is not a reason to, let go of your social life with your friends. Our seventh question today is: will a vegan person become underweight? And well, I have already answered this today, but yes, if you don't have the proper information and if you aren't cooking for yourself, you will become underweight. Although uh, you shouldn't be going into a vegan diet without knowing what you're doing. And our last but not least question, everybody, for our Q&A is: what motives made you a vegan? And my motives were just animal cruelty. Animal cruelty and the fact that, global warming is here. It's an actual thing. People don't believe it, but it's real. And if we stop all the animal farming, we should be able to stop that, or at least put a very big dent in it. And yeah, that's just what I think. It's just animal cruelty. It's terrible. I couldn't stand the thought that every time I was sitting down to have dinner in my house, an animal had to be killed for me to eat. And I get that those animals are still being killed, but at least it's not because of me. And that makes me sleep better at night. So those are my reasons. Thank you guys very much for showing up today. Reminding that New Day New Chef is a plant-based cooking show on Amazon Prime. I'm your host, Jane Fellows Mitchell. Um, and yeah, thank you guys so much for the questions. We love your interactions on Twitter. Make sure you guys always send in questions whenever we're willing to answer. Thank you guys so much for watching.